Hi, this is Rose from Bighorn Library. Usually we come to you with a little craft or activity you can share with children, but we have had so many questions about the disaster in our community that I thought we would share some information with you, and feel free to pass this on, of course, to anyone that you like. On June 19th, the citizens of Exshaw woke in the middle of the night to find water had invaded their homes and the power was off. We came down early, Bonnie and myself, to open the library to use as an evacuation center, but it was soon clear that far more people were being displaced than we could accommodate here. A staff member from Exshaw School opened the doors there and gave everyone shelter from the storm. The highway was washed out at both ends of town. We had no potable water, no electricity, no gas for heat, and we had to stop using the toilets and drains because the houses on the lowest streets in town were filling up with sewage. Eventually, we also lost landlines and then most of the cell phone service as well. 145 people were living in the school, with 200 more scattered around the town living in cold, dark houses. In the meantime, the flood raged on. The Firefighters Department and Public Works Department, along with local industry, worked tirelessly for the next 3 days. It is the opinion of many that our hamlet might have been completely destroyed without their hard work. Keep in mind as well that in such a small town there's a great deal of overlap, so that people who finished a shift at work often had to go straight to doing an even longer shift as emergency personnel. To add to this, many of them did this work knowing full well that their own homes were filling up with water and at risk of being destroyed. Truly, I don't think the exemplary professionalism, courage, and strength of our volunteer fire department can be overstated. They are heroes in every sense of the word. Exshaw remained largely cut off from the rest of the province for a week, and travel remained difficult for 2. 75% of the homes in our town were flood damaged, many profoundly, a few destroyed outright, with the worst of the damage centered on McGilvery and Pigeon Streets. Those streets were flooded first when Dura Creek overflowed its banks from the east, and then a few hours later, in a natural disaster that has never been seen in Exshaw's history before, Exshaw Creek rose so high that it overflowed its very high banks and washed through town, leaving a path of destruction and mud behind it, and raising the waters in the lowest streets by another foot. I don't know the facts surrounding the last wave of water, only that it was the highest and raised the level of water down there by several feet and devastated the homes down there. The water and mud and sewage that flowed with it are still not entirely gone. It is frankly a heartbreaking mess. Those homeowners have been the epitome of grace under fire, worn out and devastated, but working endlessly to save their homes. Some of them even worked in the evacuation center, offering care and comfort to others in spite of their own grief. It is very important to our town that a way be found for these people to stay here while they rebuild. This town is pulled together in a way that does not surprise me, because I know these people well, but it makes me proud of my friends and neighbors. There are 1,000 stories out there of acts of kindness, generosity, and courage, large and small, that I really hope we will find a way to tell someday. New local legends have been born. Our council members have been in motion tirelessly for a month now, doing their best to see us through this time of emergency. Gentlemen, sit down, eat something, you're wasting away, and we will need you even more in the weeks ahead. Volunteers from all over have come to our aid. We have seen hard-working representatives of every faith turn up to help us to dig out. Local industry and businesses have helped us with everything from sandwiches to heavy equipment. The school board sheltered many of us for weeks. We thank each and every one of you. There is still a lot of work ahead, and the need for volunteers is not over yet. If you are coming out to help, please go through the volunteer coordinator at the MD office. The roads here took a lot of damage, and there's also a great deal of heavy equipment around. Protective gear is needed in many places, so it will save time all around if you just check in upstairs first. Josephine is wonderful, and she'll make sure that you get sent to the right place to help the most. If you want to donate money to help those most damaged by the flood, you can donate at the Bow Valley Credit Union in Canmore, which has a trust account set up for Exshaw's flood victims, and that will be overseen eventually by the Community Association when it's time for those people to start rebuilding their homes. Thank you so much, and we'll talk to you again soon.